Pistons starting 5 averaging in double figures, just as the Celtics starting 5 is averaging in double figures. Coming in, Detroit's averaging 122 points a ball game, giving up 115. The Celtics are averaging 108, but with the best defensive record in the league, allowing just 99 points per ball game. The Celtics controlling the opening tip. Great games against this team in the playoffs last April and May. Foul is called on John Long, first team foul in Detroit. And the Celtics will get a fresh 24 seconds, and Larry Bird inbounds on the far side.
Long coming off an injury-plagued season last year, so he's gotten off to a fast start. An excellent shooter. He needs your immediate attention.
McHale sliding by. Curitan does not hit it, but he tipped in his own shot. Now, Kevin normally, of course, has a great advantage over most of the other forwards in the league, but Curitan at 6'8" or so is going to have a very difficult time trying to keep track and keep up with Kevin McHale. From outside, Lambier, the miss and the rebound to Bird. Slipped in the hands of Robert Parrish, but, you know, McHale could have a big night tonight, too.
Lambier's been shooting extremely well from outside. This is his strength. On one hand, you don't like to see your big man go out, but he shoots it so effectively. Bird, a little turnaround.
Count the basket. He was going to call an illegal defense against Detroit, but he waved it off when the ball went through, so count the hoop for Larry Bird, and the Celtics are out to a 4-0 lead in the first minute of play.
And you're right, by the way. McHale figures to have quite an advantage over Curitan, but as we've said so often, there aren't too many power forwards in the league that match up with Kevin McHale.
Rebound comes to Danny Ainge, ahead to Bird, who collides with Tripucka, and a foul will be called on Kelly Tripucka. The second Detroit team foul here in the first quarter. And, of course, you're allowed 4. After that, the first 4 are possession fouls. After that, everything is a shooting foul. Bird had 24 points last night, including 15 in the first quarter. And we're going to get the third team foul on the Pistons. This one is on Earl Curitan. Detroit immediately digging a hole for itself, too, with 3 team fouls in the first minute and 20 seconds.
Well, the Celtics concentrating on that defensive matchup, mismatch that we just talked about. That time Curitan gets off him, gives him the ball and the position, and Kevin makes the little fall away.
There you saw what KC was diagramming as Dennis Johnson did not, or actually Dennis denied the middle. Bird ahead to McHale, denied the middle to Thomas, and the Celtics forced an outside shot, which Detroit hit. Ainge, 3-pointer. Celtics are off to a smoking start, leading 9-2 here in the first couple of minutes at the Silverdome.
Danny will get a lot of good shots tonight, especially with his movement without the ball. Isaiah defensively, Isaiah hits one out. There's a Roma. He will leave Ainge every time the ball goes inside. Danny has to move to the open area. They continue to go to McHale, and he continues to eat up Curitan. So Danny should have a big night offensively as well.
Loose ball picked up by Tripucka, the 14th block of the season for Robert Parrish, as he is averaging more than 2 per game this season. Dennis Johnson outside. All of the Celtics, now with the exception of Parrish, have hit a hoop, and the Celtics lead 13-4 in the first 2.5 minutes of the ball game. And Detroit quickly calls a timeout. 9.5 minutes left to play. First quarter from the Pontiac Silverdome. It's the Celtics out to a quick lead at 13-4. Under telecasting rights by the Boston Celtics, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Thomas outside jumper. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures or accounts, descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and WLVI-TV is prohibited. Celtics are 6 of 7 from the floor here in the first couple of 3 minutes of play. Detroit is 3 out of 5.
Detroit must pick up the Celtics earlier. They're picking them up on the top of the key, allowing them to run their offense effectively, and as they do in practice. That's why they've been able to go inside so well to McHale. That's the first time I'm sure Chuck Daly pointed this out in the timeout, and he increased pressure a bit, and they were able to deflect the ball out of bounds.
They get an illegal defensive call against the Celtics. It'll be their first one, and so it's a warning. Had a mismatch as Parrish was forced to come out on Isaiah Thomas. And Ainge got lost somewhere and was in on Curitan.
They'll do that every now and then. Pick down with the center, hoping that there's a switch on a play. And all of a sudden you end up with a guard on the center or a center on the guard.
Bird wide open 18-footer rattles home. 15-6 Boston. 8.5 minutes to play, first quarter. Here at the Silverdome, big crowd on hand. You never really tell in here. There could be anywhere from 17 to 30,000 people. This place is so huge. John Long, shoot him up from outside. Celtics controlling the backboard, too. Detroit has not had a second shot yet.
Against the team that led the league last year in rebounding, by the way.
Boston is smoking. Celtics have missed just one shot in this game so far. This is much like they started out last Saturday night at Washington, and the Celtics hit 11 in a row.
Good flurry off the offensive board, but by Detroit was just
nice.
a little anxious. Wow, nice pass by Bird. Dennis couldn't quite handle it.
Trapuka leading the fast break. Now Lambier, who can shoot it up from outside. 17-6. Celtics with their biggest lead, 11 points. DJ in a little trouble, finds Larry Bird. 3-point shot. Puck.
Bird's offense is just smoking, and I say he's running much more smoothly. Shows no fitness the last couple of games.
22nd timeout is called by Detroit. The Celtics so far are 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 11 from the floor, including a pair of 3-point shots. The Celtics have hit both of their 3-point hoops, and they're leading at 20-6 right now. 14-point bulge, which is obviously the Celtics' biggest lead of the ball game. And here's this is the ebb and flow of basketball. Of course, it could change any moment, but I expected Detroit to come out like a house on fire.
I was going to say, in all candor, contrary to our open, where, we were saying better mix and playing more stable defense, the mix may be better, but it hasn't been reflected in terms of the defense. They're allowing the Celtics to set up, as I say, where they please, and without putting the necessary defensive pressure on them. It's not interrupting their offense. Celtics are getting the shots they want. Their confidence is soaring, so they're going out even for three-pointers. But you cannot beat an inside-oriented offense with a jump-shooting team from outside unless you have an extremely hot night.
Johnny Long hits one from the corner to make it a 20-8 ball game with 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Celtics so far dominating action. McHale has been eating up Puritan and does again. Kevin has 8 points.
Piece of cake, as they say. Puritan now giving him the position he wants after picking up the quick early foul.
Celtics playing very good team defense in this one in the early going. They're just switching off everywhere, and we've got the first team foul coming up on the Celtics. This one will be called on Dennis Johnson.
Good move by Long. He can take it in. He has long, loping strides, and if he creates an opening for himself, why, he generally is going to produce something, because when he gets into the basket at 6'5", and he jumps extremely well, he is still going to be able to pick up a foul or get a good shot off against the big guys who come and pick him up.
Long through the first 6 games of the season for Detroit, or the first 8 games, rather, is averaging 16 points a ball game. They've played 8. The Celtics have played 6.
It's a good compliment to Isaiah, because he shoots so well that whoever's guarding Long has to be very careful in terms of coming over to help out on Isaiah.
Celtics continue to look for that McHale matchup. Bird, again, Larry has not missed. He's hit 4 shots and has 9 points.
That Celtics swing of the ball to find that free man is so pretty to watch.
Bird, who's obviously after 6 games now seems to be very much in the flow of things.
Much more mobile. Robert with a nice fall-away jumper. Might have hurt himself.
Yeah.
He was grimacing.
Trapuka at the other end for Detroit. Blocked by Bird right into the hands of Ames. Superb defensive play by Larry Bird. Danny's got 2 people to beat. Kind of forced one up. And a loose ball foul is going to be called on Parry.
Not a good shot necessarily by Danny there, because again, the first sign of impatience on the part of the Celtics. Their offense has been running so smoothly that he should have allowed that play to develop. They had a breakaway. Everyone was getting down floor. That kind of a shot can sometimes be a momentum breaker when things are going well for you, so you've got to be careful. Detroit has changed up front. Mahorn and Tony Campbell are in. Here's Campbell, the second-year player from Ohio State. Good outside shooter. The rebound to Kevin McHale, and Dennis Johnson saves it. But you notice he falls into the flow of things. Everybody's shooting jump shots. The kid gets in, second year man, all of a sudden he takes a quick jumper from the top of the key. It's a fairly simple game, as we've said so often. You must first exercise your inside options and then go outside. Because if you don't, then everyone starts shooting jumpers, and that's what Detroit's been doing so far this game.
They bring in Mahorn to play McHale, and Kevin misses a shot for the first time in a while. Right into the hands of Ainge. Traveling is called anyway on Isaiah Thomas. Celtics are bringing in Bill Walton to replace Robert Parrish, who's obviously having a little difficulty getting up the floor. I don't know if he jammed his ankle or what a little while ago on a shot. Long.
That's a good move. Could have called a foul on it, but he actually spun away, took the whole 360, put his tail in Dennis's chest and rolled away from him. Nice play.
26-12. Celtics are leading by 14. Their biggest lead has been 16. Bird with Campbell on him. They double up. They leave somebody open. It's Dennis Johnson. Bird again. Doesn't get it, but a loose ball foul is going to be called on Detroit, and that'll put the Celtics at the line. Bill Walton will come in for Robert Parrish, and Robert is limping just a tad as he goes out.
It looked like he might have pulled the thigh muscle.
Did it on that jump shot.
Yes, exactly.
He came and pulled up. Walton is in, and Robert Parrish is sitting down. Ray Melchior is over talking to him. Larry Bird at the line for a couple of free throws. Celtics first trip to the foul line in the game.
Celtics, by the way, have momentarily switched the focus of their inside offense to Bird, if you notice, last couple of times down. With Campbell's entry into the game,
he's only 6'6".
They feel that this is a two-pronged attack for them. You know, go to McHale and go to Bird inside.
Mahorn can play McHale a little tougher. He's a little bigger and got better size, but that puts Campbell at only 6'6" on Larry Bird. That's giving away at least 3 inches.
Plus an inexperienced 6'6". That's even more dangerous.
Walton, beautiful pass to Ainge. Now Johnson, 9 seconds on the shot clock, but the Celtics are going to be called for a 3-second violation.
Well, that's okay. Broken play, one pass too many, but the intention was good. You know, it was search out the free man. Let's create a better shot. And it resulted in a violation, but that's the kind of violation coaches don't mind.
McHale came in from behind to tip that shot by Isaiah Thomas and knock it out of bounds. It'll be Detroit ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Pistons. We have 4:17 to go in the first quarter. Celtics are leading by 16. They jumped out to an early fast lead, and they've held it ever since. McHale tipping it. Johnny Long has it and just whipped the fastball from about 2 feet away to poor Tony Campbell. Good God. Really smoked one in there.
He's going to be able to give the rear number 1 sign again. His 4 fingers are bent.
Wow. Really was a bullet pass from a very close range. Dennis Johnson loses the ball out of bounds. He was out of control when he got it under the hoop. Just flat lost it. So it'll be Detroit ball. Isaiah pushing it up. Lambier, and he's called for steps. He did. He did a little shuffle before he shot.
He likes to take the little baby steps before he takes the shot. They're trapping down on Bird every time. That's why he tried to go back to Dennis. They're releasing the guard whose man traps to the basket. So they're trying to come up with a layup. Maybe they should settle for the 15-footer.
Bird, no, but he was fouled. And the Celtics will be back at the foul line as Detroit is already well over the limit. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Mahorn, since he has come into the ball game, has done a better job of denying McHale position.
He's tough, I'll tell you. Chuck Daly said before the season, Mahorn will add an intimidator, which we have not had in the past 2 years. I wonder if he's taken a look at his boy Lambier the last couple of years. Lambier.
Lambier intimidates, but he intimidates a lot of the smaller guys. He doesn't intimidate the big guys.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago a couple of weeks ago when he knocked Michael Jordan to the deck and started a brawl. Celtics with an 18-point lead, their biggest of the game. 3.5 minutes left, first quarter. Isaiah, rebound McHale, going to get a pushing foul, loose ball foul on the Celtics on Kevin McHale. Be the Celtics' 3rd team foul, so it's still a possession foul for Detroit. McHale's first personal.
See, even at home, you can't make up an 18-point lead that quickly. You've got to chip away at it. That time, Isaiah, who's the quarterback, brings it down, just dribbles it down full court, boom, gets to about 18 feet and takes the jumper.
Oh, beautiful play by McHale.
Nice defensive play by Kevin. psychologically, your quarterback has got to be the stabilizer. He can't add to the quick shot routine.
From outside, Tony Campbell, who is a good outside shooter. 30-14, Seasteen for the Celtics. Now DJ, Bird, they find Walton low on Lambier. And illegal defense is called against Detroit. This is their first one. They were going to call one earlier, but Bird was in the process of hitting a basket, so they waved it off. This is a warning. The first one's a warning. Second one's a technical foul. Bird will put it in play for the Celtics. McHale and Mahorn jostling for position. All right, Dennis Johnson for the Celtics, leading 30-14 with 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Celtics continue to explore their inside offense very well, and the fact that they're searching out the inside offense is creating a lot of opportunities for them elsewhere.
3-second violation on the Celtics. Timeout taken on the floor by the Celtics. 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. It's the Celtics with a 16-point lead.
Bill Walton, the birthday boy, had his nose broken again last night.
He said about the 10th time.
Yeah, the 10th time. God, that cartilage must be like a piece of linguine by now.
Isaiah gets in the paint. Celtics are 12 of 18 so far in this first quarter. That makes Detroit 7 of 24.
That's exactly what Casey was talking about in the pregame. You know, you've got to keep Isaiah out of the paint. Try to push him to the outside if you can. Seasteen answers.
Celtics are hitting their outside shots very well so far in this one. Seasteen had 11 last night in the win over Phoenix. Isaiah doing exactly what the Celtics did not want him to do. Blocked by Robert Parrish, his second of the game. Superb defensive play by Parrish.
2 minutes.
Actually, the third Celtics blocked shot, as McHale had one also. Dennis outside, and the Celtics are back up to an 18-point lead at 34-16.
I'll tell you, perhaps the best quarter of the season so far for the Celtics in all areas. Outstanding job defensively, good support D. They've hit the boards effectively, and their offense has just been humming. I mean, it's been unselfish, it's been productive, it's been inside first, create a better shot when Detroit traps. It's really been an extremely well-played quarter of basketball for the Celtics.
Bill Lambier just picked up a personal foul, his second for a loose ball foul underneath, and that'll put Bill Walton at the line. And for Detroit, Lambier and John Long have gone out into the ball game for the Pistons. Earl Curitan and the Pistons' #1 draft choice, Joe Dumars from McNeese State down in Louisiana. He's a 6'3" guard who was supposed to be a very good defensive player and has shown them that, but he's also been giving them some offense coups. He's averaging, I believe, in double figures or close to. He's averaging 8 points a ball game.
They've been very pleased with his performance so far. They thought his defense was his strength, and he's been scoring extremely well and handling the ball well, so they're getting a bonus out of him. Interesting substitution by Casey here early in the game using Carlisle. But Thomas takes Seasteen to the basket effectively once more. Good head and shoulder fake. Here it is. Watch this head and shoulder fake. This is where you're trying to push him to the outside. For the player of Isaiah's massive talent, you can do, you know, all the theoretical stuff, and he's still going to get it in there. That time, a good head and shoulder fake gets Seasteen off his feet, and he didn't pick up the foul as well.
Carlisle has come in replacing Dennis Johnson. You were going to make a point about it, too.
Yeah, the fact that inserting Carlisle this early in the game, I think, is demonstrating kind of confidence Casey evidently is developing in the young player, especially with Seasteen rather than with DJ or Ames.
Seasteen outside, knocks it home. Good swing of the ball by the Celtics. The whole thing was pulled off because Scott Wedman did a great job to keep the ball alive. Celtics are leading by 19. Their biggest lead has been 20. Joe Dumars. And now Isaiah beyond 3 points. Deep rebound to Carlisle. He's got Seasteen in the open court. And palmed it. Carried the ball.
Isaiah went for the steal, didn't get the ball, but created the violation. He's 5th in the league in steals. He is tough. He stays low. He's got the good anticipation. You can't expose the ball when Isaiah's on you.
Joe Dumars sweeps inside, and we're going to get a foul on the Celtics on Rick Carlisle. puts Boston over the limit as well. And it's a shooting foul in the act of shooting. So Joe Dumars, the rookie from McNeese State, goes to the line. So far, he's a 67% foul shooter, averaging 8 points per ball game. Let's take a look at Joe Dumars, one of the first-round picks in the NBA last year, very highly touted. A lot of good guards were out last year.
They feel, which is not unusual, I suppose, that he was the premier guard in the draft last year.
There were some scouting reports that said that, Coos. There was a lot of divided opinion between Dumars, between Sam Vincent, the kids Harris down at Houston, Alfrederick Hughes. There was a lot of divided opinion as to who was the best all-around guard available.
Defensive intensity has picked up on the part of Detroit, by the way, and it's starting to produce some results. You notice they're picking up almost at half court. Evidently, they feel these two kids, well, Isaiah can put pressure on, as we've mentioned. Dumars can do it as well, and it's giving the Celtic guards a little trouble.
16 seconds to go in the quarter. Isaiah to play it down for the final shot, or close to it. There'll just be a couple of seconds left on the game clock by the time he gets the final shot off, or passes it off for one. It goes inside to Kiritin for a hoop, or two. So Detroit with a good flurry here in the last few seconds, cutting the Celtics lead to 15 points, and Kiritin has a chance to get it down by even one more.
There it is. Good job, but completely an individual effort on the part of Isaiah. He just penetrates by himself, gets it in close enough where the big men must respond to him, and then he finds the opening and makes an exceptional pass. Just, you know, an exceptional play by an extremely talented basketball player.
Earl Kiritin, not a great foul shooter, as there was evidence there. Celtics control the rebound. Walton has it down to 2 seconds left in the quarter. The Celtics will not get a shot off. At the end of the first quarter of play from the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, it's the Celtics out to a 15-point lead after one. Boston 38 and the Pistons 23. First quarter, the Celtics hit 15 of 21 from the floor. Detroit was 9 of 26. Bird, the leading scorer in the game, with 13 points. Well, the second quarter, Detroit comes out with Dumars, Thomas, Kiritin, Campbell, and Mahorn. Celtics with Johnson, Seestein, Parrish, McHale, and Bird. Mahorn muscling in, and no basket. It's going to be traveling call on Rick Mahorn.
Still taking Detroit too long to get into their offense, partially due to the Celtics pressure and also partially due to their own ineptness. Again, they continue to look for too many one-on-one opportunities. They've got to get into their flow and take half a dozen passes in order to, you know, create a tempo to their offense, but they're not. They're just taking the first or second shot that shows, and as a result, their offense, half-court-wise, is not running smoothly.
Oh, big offensive rebound by Robert Parrish, a very loud one. He's blocked by Mahorn. Seestein comes up with a loose ball and is floored by Isaiah.
Well, Seestein's tough.
He sure is.
He really goes into that pack, and he's so quick and fast that he generally gets a hand on the ball and comes out of it with something.
Bird, and now Dennis Johnson trying to post up Dumars. Does for two. Johnson is a master at that, isn't he, Coos? Posting up smaller guards.
I tell you, he does it without effort, you know. He kind of catches Dumars from outside. Catches the defense by surprise because he just kind of meanders in there, and before you know it, he's got the guy where he wants him.
Foul on Rick Mahorn. He also got a technical because he really jawed off at Terry Durham. So that will put a Celtic at the line to shoot the technical foul shot. And it'll be Boston possession on the foul, the second Detroit team foul of this second quarter. Larry Bird will shoot the tee.
Well, I'm sure Mahorn is anxious to impress his coach and the new fans here, especially against Boston tonight. So we might be a little additionally careful. I'm sure Rick is going to be, he always plays a very physical game and a very effective one. I'm sure he's going to be looking to be even more physical tonight.
Mahorn goes out, and Bill Lambier comes in to replace him for the Pistons. That Kiritin-McHale matchup, Coos, is underway once again. So I guess we can look for the Celtics to try to go to Kevin as much as possible.
Yeah, but we've got much more defensive pressure on the guards, so they're having a little more trouble. See that? Getting it in. And now the quick drop down by Campbell also. Good job.
Ainge comes up with a rebound. Fine play by Danny Ainge.
This is the way they've got to play the Celtics. They cannot allow them, as we said early, to set up their offense the way they want it, because the Celtics will shoot you out of the place. Now they're increasing the defensive pressure. They're starting to have a little more success.
Celtics call for a timeout. 10:37 left to play. First half, Celtics up by 16 at 41-25. The Celtics a 43-25 lead. Bird now has 16 points here in the half. Lambier to the hoop, no. Curith in the rebound, yes. And he was fouled in the basket count.
Good job by Curith in establishing that inside position on Robert on the board. Although Robert was behind him and picked up the foul, but Kevin has been guarding him. Where's Kevin? Kevin's on the other side with Lambier. In any event, good job on that offensive board by Curith.
Makes it a three-point play, and it's a 43-28 ball game. Detroit now picking up in the backcourt. Ainge being pressured by Isaiah. Danny gets it up front.
This team, by the way, we see today. Oh, beautiful.
Great
beautiful.
Play.
Good swing of the ball again. Celtic offense is really throwing. This team led the league in rebounding, led the league in offensive rebounding. So you must be aware of that, and you must box them out. Kapuka gets his first hoop of these nights.
Yeah, he had been 0 for 4 prior to that. Parrish goes low on Lambier for 2 more.
The big men are allowing our big guys to establish the position they want, and that's the kiss of death when you've got people like McHale, Bird, and Parrish who shoot it as well as they do with their back to the basket.
Boston ball coming down as it goes over the hoop, over the backboard. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Celtics leading it 47-30. They jumped out to a fast 13-4 lead, have been in control ever since. Going to get traveling called on Kevin McHale.
When you're playing the Bostons and LAs and Philadelphia, the teams, you know, who are shooting at like 50% as a team and have an explosive fast break to go with it, unless you decide to dig in defensively, you know, you can win the game at home occasionally, but they say you've got to rely on luck to do it. Good scramble for the ball by the Celtics.
Credit Robert Parrish and Larry Bird with keeping that ball alive, and that pass from Bird to McHale barely touched Larry's hand. It was bing-bing.
Standing. Just kissed it over to McHale, who had the good position in the right lane. That creates another timeout on the part of Chuck Daly and Detroit.
All right, now, 8:52 left to play in the first half. Detroit has called a timeout. The Celtics continue to play their very best game of this young season, leading it right now by 19 points, 49-30.
So you think Bird can't be a point guard, huh? Well, we didn't get the whole thing there, but
we're so fast.
We told you you choose the pass that fits the occasion, and Bird certainly did that time. Lambier with a nice spin move on Kevin McHale.
Celtics in this second quarter are just as hot as they were in the first. The Celtics are 5 for 7. In the first quarter, they were 15 of 21. As you look at K.C. Jones, trainer Ray Melchiori to his left.
Casey's got to be happy with what he's seen so far. By far the best demonstration of all-around basketball by his team this year.
One more free throw for Bill Lambier after missing the front end. Grew up out in California, was born in Boston. Gets 1 out of the 2. Detroit continues to pick up the Celtics in the backcourt. Isaiah Thomas has gone out, and John Long is back in for the Pistons.
Well, let's see if Dumas can handle a point guard responsibility, because John Long can't. Nice.
Great pass.
Nice.
From Dennis Johnson to Kevin McHale for 2. What a beautiful pass that was by DJ.
See, they ran Bird off him and through the middle. Take a look now. Watch it. Well, we can't see it inside. There you see the end of Bird's cut. He ran off McHale. That loosened up the defense momentarily. Kevin got behind it, and then the nice lob pass on the part of DJ created the layup for Kevin. Boy, they're really working smoothly on their half-court offense.
Bill Walton is in replacing Robert Parrish for the Celtics. Kevin makes it a 3-point play and give McHale now 13 points in the ball game. Larry Bird has 16 to lead the Celtics. And now the Celtics have a 21-point lead, their biggest of the game, at 52-31. Dumars. And what do we got here? We have a foul on Danny Ainge. The Celtics' fourth team foul, I believe. No, it's the team's third.
First one on Danny.
Trapuka. And now Joe Dumars. Well, they put a lot of responsibility on his young shoulders.
Oh, Dennis taking a shortcut. Long using the baseline double pick they had set up for him. Dennis, instead of staying down below the picks, got above him and got a hand on it.
Johnny Long.
There's that penetration. As we told you, he has an ability to find those openings and then create them and get away from his man by using long steps. And he does it very well.
Foul was on Larry Bird, his second personal foul. The Celtics fourth as a team, so they're at the limit. Detroit has 3, and they've got 1 to waste. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Johnny Long with 2 shots.
The guard's offensive production in this league is directly related to how well he puts the ball on the floor and penetrates. You know, if a guy's just an outside shooter, I mean, he's going to have his moments when games break open one way or another and the defense gets a little lax and gives you the outside shot. But when the game is on the line, if you can't put the ball to the floor, you know, you're not going to see anything outside either. One complements the other and one makes the other one successful.
Dennis Johnson from outside, but a whistle and a foul on John Long. And that'll put DJ on the line, and that means Detroit has reached the limit as well. Well, one thing the Celtics' early spurt in this game has done certainly has kept the crowd out.
Exactly.
About 25,000 people here, so maybe more.
They really haven't had much to cheer about. That spectacular quarter-ending play on the part of Isaiah got their attention, but other than that, there's been a flurry or two on that offensive board by Detroit. The only thing that's kept them awake.
1 more for DJ.
Hopefully that'll continue for another 24 minutes or so.
Dennis gets both free throws. The Celtics are back up by 21 points. 54-33. Just under 8 minutes left here in the first half. Long popping off the pick, and now Tripucka. Lambier traveling on Johnny Long.
You know, that time they made 4 or 5 exchanges. They had something going. They were looking inside and all, and it was all nullified by Long taking too many steps.
Dennis Johnson averaging 16 points and 6 assists per ball game. Bird looking for Walton. Now they double up on Bird. Ainge, 3-pointer. Not a good shot selection that time.
Well, the clock was running down.
Oh,
that
I'm
time.
sorry. I didn't see it.
They had run a Bird, and Walton tried to run the pick and roll. It didn't show. Defense was stayed at home, and so they were down to 5 seconds.
Did not catch that one. Dumars penetrating. Nice job.
Looked good on that one.
Joe Dumars, #1 draft choice from McNeese State. He's down in Louisiana. Bird floats up one.
Pretty big kid, too. Anyway, he's 6'3" boy, yeah.
Nice pass off to John Long. McHale mistimed it. Lambier had the loose ball and dropped it home.
A fortuitous bounce off that front rim to Lambier, and then he looked like he almost rushed it, but he can hit that little pop. Fine shooter facing the basket for a man his size, or any size for that matter.
Detroit now with a couple of hoops in a row has cut the Celtics lead to 17. Down to 7 seconds on the shot clock, and Ainge is fouled by Joe Dumars. That'll put Danny at the line.
Danny looks at Dumars and says, hey, look, what's going on here? He just slapped me in the face on that move. Rookies aren't supposed to do that. Old, wizened veterans.
Grizzled veterans like Danny. Danny is now in his 5th year with this team.
Danny's cute. He looks so much like an angel, and we go around to these towns, and they all say he plays like a devil.
That's right. They boo him. They think he's, they can't stand him. It's funny. Back up to a 19-point lead. Dumars outside. Kind of shot that off the wrong foot. Bird the rebound. And now we have a foul on Earl Curitan. Celtics at this point are perfect at the foul line, 12 for 12.
That's 3 for Curitan, by the way. And puts Detroit
over the limit.
Over the limit.
Yep. Mahorn is back in for the Pistons, replacing Earl Curitan. And Earl barks something at Terry Durham as he leaves the floor. Kevin with 2 shots coming. Right now, McHale has 13 points. Larry Bird is leading the Celtics with 16. Dennis Johnson has 10. 1 more foul shot for Kevin McHale. Kevin averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds per ball game, 9 blocked shots as well. It's a 21-point lead again for the Celtics. Long takes it along the baseline, and a foul on Dennis Johnson.
Daly's had Isaiah out there quite a while, hasn't he?
He has. He has, that's right. I want to remind you that Stanley Kubrick's Oscar-winning space adventure 2001, A Space Odyssey, will be back on television for the first time in a year tomorrow night on the 8 o'clock movie on Channel 56. That's tomorrow night, Space Odyssey 2001.
For you Knicks fans out there in the audience, an exciting happening may take place tonight. The Knicks may get off the schneid. They're ahead at the end of the first quarter, 32-24 over Chicago.
They may also crack 100 points for the first time this season.
However, there are 3 long quarters to go. There's Casey.
DJ for the Celtics, 58-39 Boston lead with 6 minutes to go in the half. McHale now with Mahorn on him. Johnson trying to whip it inside.
Down to 9. Clock shot.
DJ to Larry Bird, three-pointer. No. Rebound Lambier. Detroit's 3-on-1 right now. Long hits it home.
Rookie did a pretty good job that time. Looked Bird off to the left and laid it down along his leaper. Bird got back, but Long had enough momentum to go up over him. Good job by the rookie.
Now Walton working on Lambier. Beautiful pick and roll. Bird reverse layup.
Oh, is that pretty? Oh, boy.
Walton, such a great passer.
I'll tell you, even the Detroit fans like that one. That was worth the price of admission.
Those are the kinds of things I think we'll be seeing more and more of as this season wears along Tuku's. And
also nice to see Trapuka, who's been quiet, gets his second hook. Nice to see Bird running with such fluidity again after being a bit stiff there for the reasons that we're all well aware of now.
McHale is fouled by Rick Mahorn. Kevin will be to the line. Mahorn's third personal. He and Curitan have already picked up 6 fouls trying to guard Kevin McHale. Well,
it's difficult. You know, Kevin has the size, as we've said so often, but more importantly, he has the moves, the mobility, the speed and quickness advantage over most of the men that try to guard him, including Curitan, who's smaller. Kevin is a couple of inches taller and yet is more mobile. Certainly, the same situation holds true for Mahorn. Now Benson comes in to take a shot at him. And Ken Benson at 6'10", you know, muscular type of power forward, will also be working at the same disadvantage. Kevin will be a little too quick for them.
That was the first 2 free throws the Celtics have missed tonight. Detroit right now with a chance to cut the Boston lead to 15 points. Lambier, now Trapuka. Trapuka, no. Rebound, Celtics. Dennis Johnson. Ahead to Bird. Walton through the middle, traveled with it.
All right, Big Bill, it's all right for Bird to become a point guard, but you've got a little work to do at that position yet. Somehow, Bill ended up in the middle on that play. And Bird made the play that was called for. Give it to the middleman, let him lay it back. Walton tried to make it, but couldn't quite do it without traveling. I think Trapuka's offense is affected. It was during the playoffs as well, Gil, by the fact that he's been called upon traveling violation on the part of Dumont. He's been called upon to guard Bird lately. And this in itself, if you really concentrate on, you know, denying and picking him up early and all the other things you've got to be aware of with Lowry, it's pretty difficult to do your thing at the other end of the court as well. And I think that's had a neutralizing effect on his offense. He's averaging 17 a game, and so far he's only got 4.
Celtics have taken a 20-second timeout here at the 4:16 mark. Boston's lead remains up there at 17 points at 60-43. The Celtics have never trailed in this game. Let's take a look at this Larry Bird, Bill Walton business on the pick and roll.
See, Walton's going to come through. Oh, no, that's not the play. Okay,
that one.
Yeah, that's the play. Watch this. See, Trapuka made the mistake of looking at the ball momentarily. Bird, nice movement after he kicked into Walton. Good movement off the ball. And had the half a step on Trapuka. And, of course, Walton did the rest with a nice play. And Bird, a little over-the-head spin job there. Makes it look so easy. That's what must frustrate the opponent.
Isaiah and Tony Campbell are back in for Detroit now. Bird baseline to Walton. Loose ball. Here comes Isaiah. Detroit is 3-on-2. Kissing it off to Tony Campbell, who does not hit the shot. It's coming out to Larry Bird. He's 1-on-3. And a battle for the loose ball. Boston ball. It went out of bounds off Detroit, carried out by Kent Benson. All right, let's check the people on the floor. Celtics have Ainge, Johnson, Walton, Bird, and McHale. Detroit has Thomas, Tripucka, Campbell, Benson, and Lambier. Walton, 2.
Good job that time. Good solid position. Went to the shot that he knew was his strength and made it easily.
Tripucka looking for Benson low. Benson, little sweeping hook, and Ainge keeps it alive to Dennis Johnson.
Celtics in complete control at the moment.
Danny works it to Bill Walton, and a foul on Kent Benson. The other thing about the Celtics, Kuz, both Ainge and Dennis Johnson are very good rebounding guards. DJ coming into the ball game, what? Let's see, 17 rebounds, 6 games. That's 3 a ball game. Ainge with 25. That's 6. That's 4 a ball game. That's not bad for guards.
That adds another dimension to the offense.
Wedman in for the Celtics, replacing Bird.
We'll be talking to Scotty at halftime, by the way, today.
One more free throw coming for Bill Walton, who celebrated a birthday this week. Celtics leading by 20 with 3:24 to go here in the first half. Bill's got 6 points in the ball game here in this first half. Parrish has had a good rest. Second quarter. Celtics have really taken away any inside game that Detroit was hoping to generate tonight, too.
Walton is such a powerful defensive rebounder. God, he goes up and spreads out, gets every rebound above the rim, you know, doesn't let it come to him. He goes to it, which is what you're looking for. Goes up with both hands rather than one. The future really stay it up.
2:50 left, first half. Celtics have led it all the way. Benson and McHale leaning on each other. DJ looking for McHale, can't find him. Now Walton, now Wedman from outside. Scott lights it up. 66-45. Celtics maintain that 21-point edge. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Dennis reaching in, nearly pulled it off, but he picks up the foul.
Dennis does that well, but you've got to be careful, because in order to slap it away from the man who's going by you, you must lean across him. And Dennis has got the long reach and the quick hands, but it's a tough play to make and a tough play to call.
Isaiah's averaging 22.5 points a ball game for the Detroit Pistons this season, and already DJ goes out and Seestein comes in. Already Isaiah Thomas in only 8 games has 90 assists, more than 11 per ball game.
Oh, this kid is tough, I'll tell you. He's 13th in scoring in the league already. He's 2nd in assists. He's 5th in steals.
McHale trying to lean in, looking to pick up a foul, didn't. Great play by Danny Ainge. Look at that.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful play by Danny.
Again, outstanding display of team defense.
And again right there. Again right there. Seestein ahead to Ainge. Danny the pull-up.
Put it away.
Celtics by 24 points with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. They've really put a show on here in the first half at the Silverdome. Detroit wants a timeout with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the first half. And Kuz, we're talking about a 70-plus point first half for the Celtics. They have this is a superlative effort by the Celtics in this one. Their biggest lead now 24.
A beautiful display of how this game should be played in just about every facet of the game. The team defense concept has been well evidenced. They've controlled the defensive board completely. They've gotten the outlet pass out. Their fast break has been running smoothly, and they've been superb on the other end in terms of their half-court offense and being patient and constantly searching out those inside options first, which have initially produced some easy hoops for them. Then when Detroit countered by trapping down off the guards, now they searched out the free man, a little 15-footer left, I mean, classic basketball in every respect, really. If for those of you that feel basketball is an art form, really, the Celtics.
Tonight's a Van Gogh.
Yeah. Good,
Watch this Ainge steal off Tripucka. Campbell trying to make the pass to Tripucka. There it is. And then he feeds McHale.
Cale using his body so well. Just doesn't allow the white shirts to get in there.
Right now, a minute and 45 left to play in the first half. The Celtics are leading by 24 points. I want to remind you to stay tuned tonight following our basketball game for Courtside with Bill O'Connell. Bill and his guest Tommy Heinsohn tonight. Post-game analysis, highlights, chance to call in your questions and opinions tonight right after the Celtics game here on 56. And our post-game guest is going to be Dennis Johnson. Detroit will put it in play. Tony Campbell, Bill Laimbeer, Kent Benson, Kelly Tripucka, and Isaiah Thomas out there for the Pistons. Celtics with Ainge, Seestein, Wedman, Walton, and McHale.
The biggest problem of the night for Casey so far is figuring out what to say in that last huddle.
Campbell has it knocked out of his hands by Ainge, but the foul is called on Danny.
And you got 70 points in the first two quarters. Not too many negative things you can find to say.
I should say not.
How about, hey, guys, keep it up.
Right. 38 points for the Celtics in the first quarter, 32 so far here in the second. They led by 15 after one. The lead right now sitting at 24. Campbell trying to cut it down by one. Tony Campbell, 6'6" from Ohio State, misses both free throws. And the rebound is out of bounds off of Kent Benson.
One of the rules in free throw shooting is you must get it above the rim in order to have a chance of going in. One of the little
subtleties.
I'll be able to pass along to Tony Campbell sometime in the future.
10 on the shot clock. Wedman looking for McHale. Instead, it's Walton through the middle. Air ball. Thomas has it. Minute and 10 left in the first half. Isaiah to Campbell. And it'll be Boston ball.
Well, Isaiah did it all until he passed it off to Campbell, who screwed it all up by jumping in the air prematurely and allowing Walton to get in there and interfere with the shot. Finally kicked it out of bounds.
All right, Scott Wedman for the Celtics. Now Bill Walton. Celtics are leading by 24. Seestein inside to McHale. Rebound, Tony Campbell. Laimbeer pulls up. Hits the back of the rim with it. Campbell blocked by Walton. A foul will be called, however, on Bill Walton. That'll put Tony Campbell at the line with 41 seconds to play in the first half. Greg Kite will come in now for the Celtics. All the Celtics, by the way, played last night against Phoenix, and they all scored.
Tony Campbell's at the line for Detroit for...
Good. Here's Laimbeer taking his little 15-footer. Once again, it's tough when your 6'11" rebounder stops on an overbalanced fast break situation 15 feet away and takes the jumper. I mean, I don't care how well he shoots that shot. It has a demoralizing effect on the team's psyche. You know, he belongs inside, but he shouldn't be stopping. He should be taking it in there.
Seestein and now Wedman for the Celtics. Off to Jerry Seestein. Two for Seestein from the baseline. Boy, he really puts an awful lot of arch on his shot, doesn't he?
I think he's 3 for 3. Campbell on a breakaway.
Down to 27 seconds to appear in the first half. Celtics lead is 22 points. Seestein now Wedman for the Celtics.
Detroit in a trapping defense. Full court. It looked like 1-3-1, although now they're back into their man-to-man posture.
Down to 12 seconds to play in the half. Celtics to 6 on the shot clock. Ainge fall away, in and out. Kite gets the rebound, and we have a whistle. The Boston ball. Good work by Greg Kite. Spread himself out underneath for that offensive rebound. And the Celtics will have the ball with 3 seconds left in the half. Walton to inbounds. Does to Ainge. Does not hit it, and that is the end of the first half, and a superbly played first half of basketball by the Celtics here at the Pontiac Silverdome after one half of play. It is the Celtics 72 and Detroit 50.
Stitches, in his, I guess, ring finger of his shooting hand. So here we go.
All right, Isaiah with long Curitin, Lambier, and Trapuka for Detroit. And a foul will be called on the Celtics on Robert Parrish. And so Isaiah Thomas will go to the line to shoot 2, or is it on Dennis Johnson? No, it's on Parrish.
I think the Celtics feel that Jake was searching a little bit on that one. Isaiah just again an individual move, trying to do it himself, just ran into the pack, and somehow they picked up a foul on Robert.
Sly Williams not with the team today. Showed up at the airport this morning after having experienced problems with his teeth during the night. He broke a tooth at dinner after the game. He conferred with Casey Jones and Ray Melchior, and they sent him off to the dentist for some repair work on the pearly whites. Isaiah gets one of the 2 free throws. Detroit with Long putting pressure on the ball on Dennis Johnson. Celtics with the regular starting 5, Ainge, Johnson, Parrish, McHale, and Bird. Larry at 18 in the first half. Reaching in foul is going to be called on Earl Curitin. Be his 4th personal.
See, if you're giving a man a half a man overplay, which he was on the inside that time, you can't reach for the ball, because if the man holds his position, you're obviously going to cause contact. So you've got to step away if you feel you've got an opportunity to steal or deflect the ball.
McHale on the miss and Lambier the rebound. Check some other scores that we have for you in a second. Ainge with the steal. Had hoped to have a Celtic up court. Turns around with Detroit coming back with the basketball again. Celtics' biggest lead of this game was 24 in the first half. Isaiah baseline. Lambier in the tip and Parrish the rebound. New Jersey leading Milwaukee 79-58 at halftime of their game. McHale sneaks right by Curitin for 2. New York Knicks are leading Chicago 52-48 at the half, and Indiana over Phoenix 70-53 at the half.
Here we go.
McHale is crushed by Curitin, his 4th personal and his 5th personal, as a matter of fact. And I don't know what Curitin was all upset about.
McHale.
Well, that's going to be number 5 on Earl Curitin, as McHale has been eating him up. Now Curitin's going to have to sit down with 5 personals. And now he's warning McHale. I tell you,
he still wants a piece of it.
He's going to get himself thrown out.
It's got to be frustrating when you're 23 down at home and you've picked up the 5th foul. Chuck Daly is up. Chuck had a little altercation in Chicago a week ago. I guess the coaches
both got
into it.
Dennis Johnson for the Celtics, leading by 23 points. Trapuka has one of the more unenviable jobs of the night, trying to guard Bird.
I tell you, McHale is not getting any
illegal defense against Detroit.
That's the 2nd one, if it is. McHale has no let-up as far as the men who are guarding him. Jordan just wasted 2 or 3 good shots at him, and now, of course, Mahorn's in.
Oh, between them, Coos, they've picked up 8 fouls trying to guard the guy.
Ricky's been no one. This is what, if you're patient enough, as the Celtics have been, to go to a weakness like that, that's what'll happen, because when it becomes obvious to the defense that they can't stop you legitimately from creating a good shot, when then, they've got to start grabbing and holding a little bit.
All right, it'll be a Celtic ball. Larry Bird to put it in play for Boston. 10:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Plus, I think there's still a little bit of bad blood left over from last year's playoff. They were very physical.
Bird looking low for McHale. They're going to keep trying to pound it away inside. Larry's turnaround rainbow comes into the hands of Isaiah on the miss. Isaiah challenging the big guys, and he gets 2. Detroit has cut the Celtics lead to 21 points with just under 10 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Now Johnson trying to post up Long, and he is fouled. And Lambier got hit in the head, either with a ball or somebody's elbow.
I think the ball was deflected and hit him in the nerves.
That had the smart. Dennis will shoot 2. Let's take a look at it and see if we can figure out what happens to Lambier here.
It is. DJ walks it into the middle and lays the head and shoulder fake.
Mahorn hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Mahorn gave him a crack.
Well,
He's a very strong man.
You run out of the guys in the green shirts to hit. You got to start
on your own
right.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
No. Hey.
Ricky from New Haven, Connecticut, 6'10", 260 pounds.
Well, I think Mahorn's going to help this team a lot more, perhaps, than Washington, because they've got more talent on this team to utilize his skills.
Yeah.
You know, where Washington, I don't think they were able to capitalize on the things he does well, which is obviously rebounding and defense.
Change for the Celtics. McHale in the middle, off to Larry. Celtics now with a 76-53 lead on that hoop by Larry Bird. Bird now with 20 points in the ball game.
Isaiah's starting to heat it up just a bit. He can put the points up quickly because he has so many offensive weapons he can go to.
The Bird hoop had been taken away on traveling call. So it is a 21-point lead for the Celtics. Call Larry for traveling just before he got the shot off. Johnson, now McHale outside. No one underneath for the Celtics. Detroit trying to wrench its way back in here. Isaiah. And now they're within 19. That's the closest the Pistons have been in a while. 76-57.
Might be an appropriate time for a timeout here, pretty quickly. Don't let him get that momentum started. As we said, Isaiah can ignite a team. That time to steal.
Here comes two for Isaiah.
Well, it's certainly time for a timeout.
KC has called a timeout as the Pistons, with Detroit's Isaiah Thomas scoring all 9 of their points in this third quarter. The Pistons have now moved to within 17 points, 76-59 Boston.
You better lock your doors because he'll steal your blind, won't he? Oh, is he quick. 5th in the league, as we told you. I think he ended up, what, second last year
Second
in the league in
steals?
Yeah. Oh, you've got to protect that ball when he's in nearby.
Detroit's 9 points in this third quarter have all come from Isaiah Thomas. The Celtics lead is down to 17. Now Robert trying to work on Mahorn. McHale is going to be called for a loose ball foul. It'll be the Celtics' 3rd team foul of the third quarter. Detroit has 4. Pistons are working their way back in.
We have had a corresponding uplifting in their defensive pressure, by the way, and this is starting to cause the Celtics a few problems offensively for the first time this evening.
Dennis Johnson has picked up the foul, and that is number 3 on Dennis, and it'll put Isaiah Thomas at the foul line with 8:14 to go in the quarter. Celtics have scored only 4 points here in the second half so far. Now they've changed that on the scoreboard. Dennis Johnson's 4th personal foul. Now that's 4 on DJ. And Detroit bouncing back. They've outscored the Celtics now in this third quarter, 10-4. One more for Isaiah.
Thanks to this man who has 10 points himself, and the only Detroit player that scored.
Danny really hit the deck, and he was tripped by Thomas, but they're just calling it a travel. Lambier, rebound off the hand of Bird. Mahorn has it, and it is out of bounds off of the Celtics. Mahorn made a good play.
Yes, he did. He stayed with that play. It looked like Bird had been able to throw it off him, and Bird now goes through.
Basket counts by John Long, and a foul is called on Bird as he ran into Lambier. The 4th team foul on the Celtics.
Detroit coming alive, and with their performance on the court, it livens up the crowd as well and gets them into the game.
And Lambier will be at the line to shoot 2 for Detroit. Now down to a 14-point lead. Celtics' biggest lead had been 24. It was 22 at the half. Or Lambier gets 1 shot. I'm sorry. All right, now the Celtics have seen their lead dwindle down to 13 points, but Bird gets 2 of them right back. That's 20 in the game for Larry. First points of the second half for Larry Bird.
When you need a momentum breaker, you can count on Bird.
Repuka. Now Mahorn and Ainge are going at it, and now Long sticks his nose into it, and he had no business getting in there. And Jake O'Donnell shoves him away.
Starting to get nasty, folks.
Ainge did not back down to Mahorn, but I don't know what Long got into it for. I mean, certainly Ricky Mahorn is capable of handling himself.
You think Long wanted to give Ricky a little help, huh?
I don't know why. Ricky can handle himself very well, I'm sure. Now, Jerry Seasteen is coming in for the Celtics, replacing Ames. And Trapuka's at the line for Detroit for 2 shots. Celtics lead is 15 points. And Detroit has worked itself back into it here at this point. 7:41 to go in the third quarter. See how far this Detroit run will take them and how much of it the Celtics can absorb before bouncing back with a counterpunch.
They've got too many offensive horses to stay quiet, especially at home in front of enthusiastic crowds for 4 quarters. Celtics just have to stabilize themselves as well. You know, don't get into a wide open running game when they've been able to create a momentum switch.
Bird draws the foul from, traveling is called on Bird. Thought he had drawn the foul from Trapuka. O'Donnell saw it the other way.
Lowry just smiles wryly.
Mahorn, normally you let him take those all night long. It's now an 11-point ball game, and Detroit has cut the Celtics once 24-point lead to only 11, and now Seasteen is trying to get O'Donnell's attention for timeout, and he gets it. So the Detroit Pistons, with a 17-6 burst, have cut the Celtics lead down to 11 with 7:09 to go in the third quarter. 78-67 Celtics. Game here on Channel 56. Well, Detroit with a solid defensively inspired 17-6 run has cut the Celtics 22-point lead down to 11 with 7:09 to go here in the third quarter. Larry Bird will put it in play for the Celtics. Seasteen, Johnson, Parrish, McHale, and Bird out there for Boston.
Yeah, a little defensive muscle on the part of Detroit, a little dash of finesse on the part of Isaiah. A few fortunate calls, and they're back in the ballgame.
Celtics have not been rebounding in the second half the way they were in the first half. Trapuka cuts the Boston lead to 9 points, 78-69.
Got to balance out your floor, run the clock down, make a little out of that momentum, and then search out the good shot, generally inside, as they did early.
Johnson outside, gets a pair. 80-69, Celtics back up by 11, 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Detroit flurrying right now, inspired by this man, Isaiah. Not that time. Bird the rebound, and he is fouled by Isaiah Thomas, and Detroit is over the limit. Larry Bird will be at the line to shoot 2. Could be a very big foul right there by Isaiah. It's only his third personal, but it puts the Celtics back at the line now for the rest of this third quarter. And if Bird gets a pair here, then they're back up by a 13-point edge, and it kind of changes just puts a little halt to that momentum that Detroit had going for them.
Not only that, but it's always difficult. A little easier at home, I suppose, but always difficult to make up, this much of a lead. We've often talked about how quickly they evaporate leads in the NBA, but you're right. You do expend a certain amount of energy.
Mental as well as physical.
Against a weaker team, you can make it up and keep right on sailing through to the end of the game. But against a team like the Celtics, if they respond with a little muscle of their own, then you've got to first make up and create a lead and hold it. So
Johnny Long went around Carlisle that time. Carlisle has checked in to replace Dennis Johnson, and Bill Walton's getting set to come in for the Celtics. Parrish low gets fouled by Lambier, and Robert will be at the line. Celtics now with just 10 points in the third quarter after getting 38 in the first and 34 in the second. Now, they were bound to cool off sooner or later, and they have to this point. There's Chuck Daly. Once again, one of the more nattily dressed coaches in the NBA. Robert missing the front end of the 2-shot foul. One more for the Chiefs. 83-71 now. The Celtics by 12. Seasteen runs into a pick set for Thomas. Trapuka. Rebound, tipped by Seasteen. It went out of bounds. It'll be Detroit ball.
Good job by Detroit keeping it alive off the Trapuka miss. Trapuka can develop the hot hand in a hurry, too. Now, he's hit 4 hoops, and he really hasn't had a good offensive night. But that doesn't mean he can't start in a hurry.
Great job on that rebound by Bird. Walton is in replacing Parrish. Seasteen ahead of the pack. Now Bird. Little runner. No, but he was fouled by John Long, and Lowry will be at the line. 5.5 minutes left to play third quarter. Celtics with a 12-point lead, and Larry Bird at the line to shoot 2. He has 22 points as he stands up there. His season high, 25 so far this season.
The more frantic and aggressive defense on the part of Detroit has certainly interrupted the smooth flow of the Celtic offense. So it's a question of, you know, whether the Celtics can handle a wide open game, and I think they've been able to do it pretty well in the past, as opposed to the smooth half-court offense that they were allowed to operate in the first half.
Isaiah takes it all the way in, and Bird has the rebound. They are 4-on-1 right now. Walton on the cut. Beautiful. He is fouled by Lambier, who made a major league foul, boys and girls. I mean, he made sure that Kevin wasn't going to get the hoop, but a great pass by Walton. Here's another look. Outstanding
Display of passing here by Seasting, Walton, McHale. I'll tell you what. That's a little additional enthusiasm, I'd say, on that foul.
You know,
possibly was not necessary.
I thought that one could have been called a deliberate foul. One more shot from McHale. I almost think on a foul like, or a guy gets drilled like that, he should get maybe 4 shots, or at least 3.
Well, you're right. They could have called that the new
rule. Celtics, by the way, have pushed the lead back up to 16 points. Rebound by Walton. After the lead got down to 9, the Celtics survived Detroit's rush and have pushed it back up to a 16-point advantage. Walton gets flogged, and I think it's going to go the other way. It is. He got nailed by Tripucka as he was trying to flip a pass to Bird. They're going to call it an offensive
Take a look.
foul.
Let's see if he moves. Didn't move a bit. Terrible call.
Good grief. All right. 87-71. 4:45 to go. Third quarter. Tripucka baseline. Blocked by Walton. Foul on Walton.
Followed by another questionable call. Tripucka just, you know, had a 15-foot head start and rammed into Walton.
That's Bill's third personal foul. And it'll be 2 shots for Kelly Tripucka. He's averaging 17 points a ball game. Father was a pro quarterback in the NFL and the old AFL. Joe Dumars will come in for Detroit, and he replaces John Long at guard. Earl Curitan has come in for Detroit. Let's reset the Pistons now. Dumars, Thomas Tripucka, Curitan, and Mahorn. Now the lead is 14 for the Celtics with 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter, 87-73. Carlisle looking low. McHale over Mahorn for 2. Kevin with 23 points in the ball game. He and Bird have combined for 47. Isaiah, that could be pushing off. It is.
Yeah, good call.
Yep.
He used the inside arm to just shove Seasting away enough so he could get the shot off.
And his 4th personal foul. 4:15 left to play in the third. Seasting with the rookie Joe Dumars on him. Now Carlisle. Bird. 9 on the shot clock. Bird lets it go. No. Rebound, Kerrigan. Earl's playing with 5 fouls, by the way. Got a quick release on his shot, this kid.
Big hoop by the first-year player there. Showed no hesitation whatsoever. Nice, strong wrist.
Bird looking inside to McHale with Mahorn on him. Kevin is doubled up. Seasting is left open on the other end. Jerry Seasting is 4 for 4 in the ball game.
So the kid's done a job tonight.
Seasting
done a job defensively. He's hit the hoops he has had to hit. As we told you, Detroit's been picking down out of necessity the way the inside offense has been working, so it's opened up some outside shots, and Seasting's hit every one.
Detroit has taken a 20-second timeout with 3.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The Celtics saw their once 22-point lead dwindle to 9, but they appear to have handled that Detroit onslaught and pushed it back up to 16. They've stabilized things again.
Seem to have reestablished control of the game momentarily. I think what we've got to be concerned about now is how physical it's going to get. And there's some people in foul trouble. Most of them, I suppose. Let's see. Curtin has 5. Lambier has 4.
Thomas has 4.
Long 3. Thomas 3. Mahorn 3. So Johnson, DJ,
has 4.
He's the only one in real serious trouble for the Celtics.
Dumars trying to work on Carlisle. Seasteen gets inside and forces Dumars to travel with him.
Good intelligent play on the part of Seasteen. Coming over from the weak side immediately when it looked like Dumars' man Carlisle was going to turn him around back into the inside. So he ran right back into Seasteen, got caught by surprise and traveled.
Scott Wedman is into the ball game, replacing Larry Bird. Carlisle. Now Scott. 3 minutes to play, third quarter. McHale low, jump hook. In and out. Walton the rebound, no. Loose ball foul on Bill Walton. His 4th personal foul. Coming with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Tony Campbell will come in now for Detroit. And let's see who he comes in for. It's going to be Tripucka, because Tripucka's at the line, so Campbell is going to wait. All right, Kelly Tripucka with 2 free throws, played at Notre Dame. His 5th year in the NBA. Both he and Isaiah Thomas were drafted in the first round in the same year.
McHale's out of there.
McHale replaced by Greg Kite for the Celtics. Now, the Celtics now have Seasteen, Carlisle, Kite, Walton, and Wedman on the floor.
Okay, could be kind of a critical 3 minutes here for the Celtics. If they can maintain that double-figure lead with McHale and Bird out of there, it'll help the cause a bit.
They go to Kite, who's being guarded by Curidan. Bad pass. Right into the hands of Tripucka. They're 2-on-1. Dumars gets fouled by Jerry Seasteen, who made sure he wasn't going to drop it in. And so Joe Dumars goes to the line to shoot a couple for the Detroit Pistons.
Good foul by Seasteen.
There's the cross-court pass by Kite.
Don't throw cross-court if you can avoid it, your high school coach used to say, and if you do, put some mustard on it. But Tripucka doesn't establish the 2-on-1. He didn't spread it out. He went towards the lane man, Dumars, instead of away. In order to establish a 2-on-1 advantage, you must separate the defensive man, not go towards the offensive lane, because then it allows the one defender to play both men. In any event, at least they've got to earn them from the line. Seasteen made a good foul.
One more free throw for Joe Dumars. He gets 1 of the 2, and Greg Kite gets the rebound.
Turns out he saved points for the Seas.
All right, Carlisle now with Dumars on him. Seasteen, Scott Wedman. Celtics get it off to Carlisle with 5 on the shot clock. Tip pass. He should have shot it. Ahead to Dumars, who's going to lay it in.
Good job by Detroit. Aggressive defense, played the passing lanes well, kept the pressure on, and came up with the ball.
Carlisle perhaps tried to make one pass too many there.
Well, they've been told to run the clock down, I'm sure. Casey wants to take that clock out with Bird and McHale out of there and run it down before he shoots.
Walton turnaround, and a foul will be called on Rick Mahorn, and Bill Walton will be at the line to shoot a couple for the Celtics with 1:55 left here in the third quarter. As Detroit has put together a very fine third quarter effort to get themselves back into the ball game. What had been at times in the first half a total Celtics wipeout, a 24-point lead. And then 22 at the half is now down to 11. Walton shooting 2. Dennis Johnson getting set to check in for the Celtics.
Well, nothing comes easily in this league, as we've discovered over the years, so it was too much to hope for Detroit to lay down and give them 4 docile quarters, really. And the anticipated pickup occurred. Now it's a question of whether they can withstand it. It would be a shame to neutralize that fine first half of basketball the Celtics put on.
Dumars, and now Long, who can fill it up, does not. Wedman, a good job off the defensive board for the rebound, and a foul called on Detroit. Nice job by Scott Wedman. Foul is on Rick Mahorn. He has 5, as has Earl Curidan for the Pistons. With 1:43 to go in the half, and Wedman with 2 free throws coming. Scott is averaging So far in the season, 7.5 points a ball game.
New York continues to lead Chicago 83-77 in the fourth quarter, so they may be on the verge of coming up with their first win. We're going to have to break up those Knicks.
Wedman with 2 free throws. Tell you, Patrick Ewing is the only man who's been keeping them in ball games. Patrick's one-man gang so far for the Knicks.
I think he's going to make it, as we said earlier.
I think you may be right, because 14-point Boston lead, 1 minute and 35 seconds left, third quarter. Seasteen on Dumars. Seasteen runs into Benson's pick. Blocked by Bill Walton. How about that one by Walton?
Big one there. Fans wanted goaltending. Always a tough call to make.
There's another look.
Big guy has demonstrated pretty good timing on this over the years. Well, it's out of the picture. We'll never know, but since there were 2 officials out there watching it.
Inbounds pass was slapped out of bounds by the Celtics. It'll be Detroit ball with 6 seconds left on the shot clock for the Pistons. Campbell, rebound, Walton. Boy, he does
he go up nicely, spread it, and before he comes
before
down.
he hits the ground. Yeah.
Not too many big men can do that. And obviously, this adds a second or so in terms of your release, finding the correct man and all. And if someone's open, it starts to break.
Off the pick. It's his 5th basket of the game in 5 shots. And all of them big hoops. Down to 58 seconds to go in the third, and the Celtics are back up by 16.
Now, this is Indiana God's best game as a Celtic, I would say.
Dumars and a whistle and a palming violation called on Dumars, who turned the ball over on the dribble. Seasteen, his minutes tonight have been big minutes. He's really contributed well. Walton up high.
Well, I'll tell you, we were worrying about this group maintaining the lead. Seasteen.
6 for 6 for Jerry Seasteen, and an 18-point lead with 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
They not only have maintained it, but they've added 6 points since we mentioned it. I think it was down to 12 or 11 at that point.
It was 11. Foul is called on Seasteen. That'll put Dumars at the line. Good-looking rookie from McNeese State to shoot 2 for Detroit. 25 seconds left, third quarter. Pistons got it as low as 9, 78 to 69. And that was off of a 19-6 run. And that was as close as they came in this third quarter. The Celtics have patiently regrouped, survived the Detroit early third quarter onslaught, and now pushed it back up to a 17-point lead. Depending on what Dumars does here, it's a 16-point lead.
Nice to see Casey continuing to gain confidence in his bench and having his bench reciprocate by, demonstrating they can get the job done. We've had Parrish, Bird, and McHale all on a bench now getting valuable minutes of rest.
All right, down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Seasteen, who's hit 6 out of 6 shots. Now down to 5. Nice play by Dumars, but he stepped out of bounds with it.
And the Celtics doing a good job running that clock down also before going for the shots.
4 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and Wedman will inbounds for the Celtics. 4 seconds left. All right, Wedman. Inbounds, Dennis Johnson. DJ fires it up. And hits it. 2-point hoop, 2-point hoop. Just inside the 3-point arc, and a superb bounce-back effort by the Celtics after Detroit had cut the lead down to 9. The Celtics survived that, came roaring back, and lead after 3 by 18 points, 100-82. Now the Celtics with a strong finish in the third quarter to push the lead back up to 18 points. Celtics will start the fourth with Seasteen, Johnson, Walton, Wedman, and Robert Parrish. Detroit's going with Thomas, Dumars, Benson, Campbell, and Curitan. Wedman from 18 feet, no.
A good sign is that Detroit gave it their best shot in that quarter, and the Celtics only lost 4 points. They had 22 at the half and ended up with 18. So I don't know if Detroit has got that kind of an effort left again, but obviously it's easier to generate at home than away from home.
All right, Seasteen, as Detroit is playing some scrambling defense out there. Walton low. Doubled up. Beautiful behind-the-back pass over the shoulder job by Bill Walton.
He doesn't have the mobility of a Jabbar in terms of looking weak side and finding, that free man when he's trapped. But I'll tell you what, he finds a way. Take a look. He finds a way to get it now. He's aware he's got the tap. He sees where the free man is going and somehow manages to get it to him.
One more free throw coming for Scott Wedman. Danny Ainge has checked in for the Celtics, replacing Jerry Seestein, who turned in a strong performance. Got, what, I believe 12 points in the ballgame. I think he hit 6 for 6. All right, here's Isaiah Thomas for the Celtics, for the Pistons. Celtics are leading by 17. Kent Benson, little jump hook.
That's a good job by Benson. Used his body very effectively and set up that little jump hook. That's not an easy shot.
Bird getting set to check in for Boston. Parrish trying to get it to Walton inside, but it's out of bounds off Detroit. And now Larry Bird will come in for the Celtics, and he will replace Scott Wedman. Oh, the Celtics have 4/5 of their starting lineup out there now. Walton playing at power forward. Johnson trying to post up Dumars, gets fouled by Joe Dumars. DJ will be at the line. First team foul in Detroit in the fourth quarter. Celtics have one as well. Dennis Johnson averaging 16 points a game, 6 assists, 3.5 rebounds per game. Second on the team in steals with 7.
Those veterans love to exploit those rookies, I'll tell you. And the best way to do it is inside. Take them in. Post them up. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Let me get that little guy in here. Dennis's eyes light up.
One more. For the man that Larry Bird has called the best all-around basketball player he's ever played with. High praise indeed. 102-86. Celtics 16-point lead. Isaiah and Dumars.
Keep breaking their heart in Phoenix.
Yeah, what a steal that was. Ball is out of bounds, and it will be a Celtics ball as it went off Detroit. DJ acquired for Rick Roby. Dennis has just been a superb performer for the Celtics, and now his 3rd year with Boston.
I tell you, old Dumars hangs tough.
He sure does.
He's giving Dennis all he can handle. I mean, he's exposed. Dennis had him outside there where everyone can. The officials were more aware of contact perhaps, and he fouled, but he's making it tough on Dennis. Look at that. He keeps flicking at the ball. He's right in there. He's not giving him anything. He's making Dennis work for it.
Sure is. Detroit's foul just picked up by Dumars was their 3rd team foul, and now here comes their 4th team foul, and Dumars gets one, and now a technical foul on Detroit.
Even the rookies are getting into the act, huh?
Dumars
can't generally afford that.
Has picked up his 4th personal foul, Detroit's 4th team foul. Celtics don't have any team fouls here in this 4th quarter, and a technical was slapped onto Dumars as well.
That should make it doubly difficult for Detroit to mount another serious threat here.
10-17 to go in the game. Celtics lead by 17 points. Bird now with 25, matching his season high. Campbell trying to guard him. Parrish, turnaround over Benson, 2. Big hoop by the Chief. And it's a 19-point lead again with 10 minutes to go. Celtics led by 15 at the first quarter, 22 at the half. Benson, now Curitan. Nice move by Curitan getting to the hoop, but he is fouled. Bill Walton picked up his 5th personal foul. First Celtics team foul of the 4th quarter. Now Kevin McHale comes in for the Celtics, and he will replace Bill Walton. And Bill Lambier is in for Detroit, replacing Kent Benson.
Lambier's had a very quiet night, only 6 points. He's averaging 18, so unless he develops an unusually hot hand here in the last quarter, he'll be well below his average.
Curitan gets the first of the 2 shots. 9:49 left to play, 4th quarter. Celtics 105-87. Curitan gets it to bounce for him both times.
Celtics continue to run the clock down as much time as possible.
Baseline jumper by Dennis Johnson for 2. Dumars went into the crowd on that fake by DJ as he went after the ball. Make it a 21-point Boston lead. Steps right there by Curitan. He jumped into the lane before making his move. Check that. It's a 19-point lead. There's a light out on the second 8 up there. So it's 107 to 88, a 19-point lead. Now Detroit substitutes for Joe Dumars. He goes out for the Pistons. They've got Isaiah Thomas and Long, Lambier, Curitan, and Campbell on the floor.
It should be time for their last run. Chuck Daly putting the shooters back in there.
Good defense being played on Ainge by Isaiah. Excellent job by Dennis Johnson to get that pass to Robert Parrish, but Robert is called for travel.
Oh, wow. Robert, sorry about that one, because he took a hammer and bringing it in there, and then not to get the foul. It's got to hurt a little bit more than normal.
9 minutes to play in the basketball game. John Long along the baseline. Now Lambier. Campbell outside.
Tony Campbell from Bill Lambier.
Tony Campbell makes it a 107 to 90 ball game. Change to DJ. They're looking to go to Parrish low. They double up on him. Parrish into the lane. Great athletic move by Robert. Doesn't go. Gets his own rebound, and he is fouled by Bill Lambier. And the Chief will be at the line. Hey, he unwound that 7-foot frame in there in pretty good shape.
Well, it's fine to complain about the foul. The point is, it was their lack of control on the defensive board. The Celtics took the shot. They didn't control the defensive board. They gave him a second opportunity, and that's when Lambier fouled. So the foul wouldn't have been necessary if they'd gotten the job done on the defensive board.
Parrish misses both free throws. Detroit pushing it back up. Celtics have missed a lot of free throws in this game. After hitting 16 in a row, McHale has the rebound, and he is fouled on a loose ball foul by Campbell. And now McHale will come down the other end to shoot. In the first half, the Celtics were 16 of 18 foul shots. In the second half, they've missed at least 6 or 7, maybe more.
Well, it doesn't appear like Detroit is going to be able to make a serious run at him again. They may cut the score down a bit, but I don't. Their offense seems to be disintegrating into a one-on-one type of effort. They've got some people, and Isaiah certainly, who can get away with this, but generally speaking, the others can't handle it. So unless the Celtics fall completely asleep, they'll come out here with a good, solid win tonight
over a very good basketball team. Still a long way to go, however. 8:25. McHale gets one of the two to make it 108 to 90. With 8:25 and the clock running, Isaiah cannot get Bird to go for the head fake. Now Campbell upside. And Lambier does not control the rebound. Dennis Johnson comes away with it. Good hustle by DJ.
Nice job by Dennis.
They get it up court to Danny Ainge with 8 minutes to go in the game.
So important not to give up on a play. You know, something's going to happen. If you hang tough. Nice.
Good work.
Good work. Off the split there. Produces a little 12-footer for Ainge off a nice pass by Robert Parrish.
Back up to a 20-point lead for the Celtics.
Detroit defense, by the way, slackening off just a bit.
Curitan back inside, does not get it. Parrish has the rebound. Celtics have missed 8 foul shots in this second half, 16 of 24. And with the game now under 8 minutes to go and the Celtics with a 20-point lead, a lot of the big crowd starts to file out. Parrish to Dennis Johnson on the baseline. No, the rebound Lambier. In the middle to Campbell. Long. Has a fine defensive play by Bird. He faked the passing man out by his defensive play. He faked him to the inside, and Long threw the ball to the outside and threw it away.
Detroit gave him a little help by keeping the ball out of the middle. They had a 3-on-1 situation, and they put it in the lane man's hands, and he tried to pass to the other lane, which was a complete no-no, and Bird finishes it off on the other end with a little soft half hook.
27 points in the game for Larry Bird. And it's 112 to 92. Boston by 20. Bird with his high water mark on the season tonight, 27 points.
Too little, too late, I'm afraid. The crowd starting to sense the fact that the Celtics have completely dominated, with the exception of a momentary lapse in that third quarter, why they've done a fine job, and they're going to come out of here having taught Detroit that it's a little premature for them to think that they can come in here and have their way with the Celtics even in front of 20,000 at home.
Foul on Danny Ainge, and a timeout is taken with 6:20 to go in the basketball game, and the Celtics lead is back up to 22 points, 114-92. Don't spit into the wind. Closest Detroit got in this game, once the Celtics pulled out to an early 13-4 lead in the first couple of minutes, Detroit got it down to 78-69. 9-point Boston lead with 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. That was off a 19-6 run. After that, the Celtics pulled away again to lead by 18 after 3, and right now they're up by 22 with 6:20 to go. Lambier fires a brick up. We'll get one more foul shot. Bill Lambier, normally a very good foul shooter, gets one of the two. Celtics with their starting 5 out there. They got lots of rest in this one as KC used his troops very well, and they were very effective. The bench people coming in to help out.
Boston anticipating some trapping pressure from Detroit, spreads their offense and slows it down, but they don't get it.
Isaiah Thomas.
Of course, with Mahorn and Lambier in there, not too easy to set up a trapping alignment, I guess.
Long was fouled by Danny Ainge, his 4th personal. And John Long will go to the line for 2 shots for Detroit. Celtics now with 3 team fouls in the fourth quarter. Sam Vincent getting set to come in for the Celtics. Local favorite, of course. He's from the state of Michigan. Played at Michigan State. He comes in to replace Danny Ainge. Sam Vincent is in for the Celtics, and the folks here in Michigan give him a fine hand. There's Sam. Must be a nice feeling for him.
Always exciting for a rookie to get back home for the first time and say, hey, guys and gals and mom, and, you know, I made it, and here I am in a big time.
I'd like to see him get a hoop. All right, 5.5 minutes to play. Celtics with a 20-point lead. Dennis Johnson. Bird and now Parrish wheeling in on Lambier. No. Rebound, Lambier has it. Isaiah, little jump pass. Bird got in the way of it. It goes off the hands of Larry Bird with 17 seconds on the shot clock for the Pistons when they inbound. Here's Ricky Mahorn. Long on the miss, the rebound to the hands of Parrish. Sam Vincent comes down, 2-on-1. Takes it all the way for 2, no basket. Up shot, and it's charging on Sam Vincent. Offensive foul. All right, Thomas for the Pistons. Now Tony Campbell knocks it down. Make it 114-96.
His indoctrination is getting off to a shaky start because he not only had the charging call, he ran back and Mahorn set a block-busting kick on him, and he ran into it. The kid really snapped his head back.
And he had McHale alone under the hoop.
Yeah, he should have split the man and dropped it down, but this is rookies are rookies. Why they're out here to learn. Plus, he's got to guard Isaiah, so.
And now we've got Lambier and Dennis Johnson going at it, and Dennis very wisely ducked right underneath Lambier's charge. I don't know what started it. I didn't see it.
No, we didn't see it start either, but as I say, a lot of bad blood left over.
Lambier, Kuz, I'm telling you, he's always picking on guards. Really, I'm serious. Jordan, a couple of weeks ago, he doesn't go after the big guys. He goes after the guys that are smaller than he does.
Well, what would you do?
Oh, that's, come on. The guy's 6'11". He weighs 250 pounds.
You know, we saw Ricky Mahorn. The ironic part of it is pulling Lambier off. And what's the matter with you wanting to fight?
And now it's going to be Dennis Johnson. Is he leaving the floor?
Well,
yeah.
O'Donnell, we didn't see the start of that.
I don't know what started it. Now KC wants Lambier thrown out if Dennis is going to be ejected. Case wants to get an explanation of this, I'm sure. Well, I don't know if we picked that up. I seriously doubt we could have picked it up on an on tape, because there was nothing. There was no reason to be over. It was away from the ball when the Celtics were inbounding, and I have no idea what happened, Coop.
Well, it'll be an interesting season between these two teams. There's five games left, and they've had a few Donnybrooks here in the initial one.
Dennis Johnson has gone out, and now Lambier goes too.
Jake O'Donnell, a veteran official, taking charge here, telling Lambier to go for an early shower.
Well, you know, the NBA is cracking down on fighting, and David Stern felt there was way too much fighting, the commissioner, in the preseason, the exhibition season, and I'm sure he's told the referees, hey, these guys get in any kind of problems, give them the hook.
I think it's a good idea. You know, it is, a game can be well played and be physical, you know, without deteriorating into this kind of nonsense.
It's a highly emotional game to begin with. There's big people banging each other all over the place, and very easy for these kinds of things to happen, but also they've got to learn to keep it under control.
Well, in other sports, hockey and football specifically, at least they're well padded. You know, if they start pummeling each other, like, hopefully all you're hitting is a knee pad or a helmet or something.
What a great pass that was by Bird up court to get it to Danny Ainge. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Celtics leading at 114-98. Bird, baseline, up fake. Great pass to Parrott.
Beautiful.
What a beauty. Beautiful pass by Larry Bird. Down court to Campbell, but into the hands of McHale. Bird has 27 points in the ball game, several very nifty assists, and the Celtics are up by 18 with 4 minutes to go. And now Seestein, who has had an outstanding game as well for the Celtics off the bench, hitting all 6 of the shots he took. Parrish wheeling in. McHale tried to keep it alive, and Parrish reaches in and commits the foul on Isaiah Thomas, but it is only the 4th team foul on the Celtics, so it's a possession foul.
Oh, Robert, with visions of grandeur there, tried to steal it from the little guy. Steal it from Isaiah.
Wait a minute.
He's the most effective dribbler in the game today. And Robert said, well, I can get it from that little guy. Campbell caught him hit from outside.
He's a pretty good outside shooter.
That's his 3rd hoop here in the last quarter, but as we said, Celtics having it solidly put away about 2 or 3, 4 minutes ago.
McHale in, no. Rebound to Campbell. Thomas back. Celtics lead by 16. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Campbell outside. And the deep rebound is into the hands of Joe Dumars, who flipped it to Kiritin, who stepped out of bounds. And sudden Sam Vincent will come back in for the Celtics now. With 3:15 to go. Our next telecast will be next Saturday night from Indianapolis, Indiana, Market Square Arena, where the Celtics meet the young and very improved Indiana Pacers. Make it 29 points for Larry Bird in the ball game.
Celtics just spreading it out now, waiting for either a foul or a good shot to show and killing the clock.
Kiritin, who has developed into a nice little player for the Pistons, done the job for them. They signed him a couple of years ago as a free agent away from Philadelphia.
I'm not sure he is starting material, however. I like the idea of a non-shooting power forward in this mix, as we said on top, but I'm not sure Kiritin should be the one. I don't know that he's got the talent to get the job done in the starting role.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bird over Dumars. McHale the rebound. Kevin McHale makes it a 20-point ball game once again with 2.5 to go and 26 points for Kevin.
Detroit has thrown in the towel as well now. They're just running up and down without any pretext of defense.
Blew out all of their engines in that early 3rd quarter rush, and they had nothing left after that. And especially since the Celtics pushed it back up to an 18-point lead, Detroit's got to look up at the clock and say, you know, we gave them a roundhouse right, and they're still up by 18. All right, timeout on the floor with 2:09 to play in the basketball game, and the Celtics cruising home by 20. Riley's out there with Vincent, McHale, and Kite for the Celtics with 2 minutes to go. Vincent being guarded by Walker Russell. Sam into the hands of McHale. It's out of bounds off the Celtics. Celtics have just shot lights out in this one. They will be over 50% for the ball game. And led it right from the very beginning. We've got a whistle and foul on Sam Vincent fouling Joe Dumars, and Dumars will go to the line now. The Celtics will go to the limit. Celtics led by 15 points at the end of the first quarter, 22 at halftime. 18 after 3. Right now a 20-point lead. Boston, after 2.5 minutes were played in the ball game, led 13-4. And they had hit 6 of their first 7 shots and just never, ever looked back. It was like all over right there. At first half, Coos, of overall this basketball by the Celtics was as fine as they've done all year long, and it just set the tone for this whole thing.
Yeah, when the Celtics get off to a start like that, it's unusual for them to not continue it throughout most of the game. It doesn't mean they don't get beaten in games like that occasionally, especially on the road, if the other team mounts a fine effort in the second half. But it's unusual. Gibson, 6'11", from outside.
Played at South Carolina Spartanburg. Go ahead.
The Celtics. No, I was going to say Celtics are pretty consistent in those terms. You know, when they start well and strong that way, why they usually keep it going.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. They get it off to Kevin McHale, straightaway jumper, and he pumps in 2 more. 28 points for McHale. He and Larry Bird have combined for 57 in the ball game. This is Walker Russell. And the kickball off the foot of Scott Wedman. 1 minute to play in the ball game. Celtics will win their 6th in a row and go to 6-1 on the season. Dumars, no. Rebound. Kite was fighting Vincent for it and didn't know it. Ball is out of bounds off the Celtics. It'll be Detroit ball. Boston up by 19 as the final seconds dwindle down here. Campbell in the inbounds and Dumars. Battling for the rebound. Kite has it. Off to Sam Vincent. 3-on-3. Carlisle buries a pair.
Carlisle from Sam Vincent.
And we're down to the last 35 seconds of a very impressive performance on the road here by the Celtics tonight, especially coming off of last night with a 25-point win last night.
Everyone expected a tough one. I think we did as well. Yeah. Detroit, all the reports on them were very positive. They were playing well, and it appeared psychologically to be a big game for them. Thought they'd come out with fire in their eyes. They eventually got it going, lit the spark, but by then the Celtics had a 20-point lead.
Down to 10 seconds to play. The Celtics up by 19. Sam Vincent baseline does not get it. And it's going to end up as a 19-point win for the Boston Celtics here tonight at Pontiac Silverdome. The Celtics just cruised from beginning to end. One minor scare midway through the third quarter when Detroit got the lead down to 9 points, but that was as close as they got in this basketball game. The final score from the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The Celtics win their 6th in a row, 124, Detroit 105.